Welcome back to another episode of the Winner's Culture, where we like to highlight the journey to success instead of the glory that it brings. To my left, I got my co-host with me.
Hey, y'all, I'm Blondie.
To my right,
it's just JJ, a.k.a. Jamie Smalls. How y'all doing?
and I'm just Daryl. 1 R, 1 Y, 1 L, man. Please don't mess that up. But today we got a very, very, very special episode. We have a woman of many talents, wears many hats. We have Nathalie The Business Doctor. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good.
That's good. How y'all feeling today?
I feel good, man. I can't complain.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
it was a nice day out.
Good day.
Definitely a good one. So we're going to get right into it. When we was doing our research, we saw that, like I said, you're a woman of many hats. You do a lot of things. We wanted to know, where did the journey to entrepreneurship start for you?
How far back we going?
How far back you want to take it?
I was selling teddy bears on the porch. Like, no.
You wasn't playing.
I wasn't. Honestly, I was always like a hustler, but not in like a hustle man way. Just
Right.
I've always had like an entrepreneurship like ship spirit. Like
Right.
I've always just I'm very creative, so I find ways of just always doing stuff. So my first business, honestly, I used to do hair.
Wow.
Stuff.
I was hairdresser for. I didn't get a license though. But
You was doing it. The talent was there.
Right.
I was doing hair for a while. Then I started selling booty bags. So what's booty bags? Okay.
I was going to say, yeah, I'm intrigued. Let me know.
Yo, it really had me shook, though, because I'm sitting here trying to process do these two words. You see what I'm saying?
Booty bag.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
I heard that.
They was booty bags, okay. So I would go to like the flea market
Right.
or whatever, and I would get like old Levi jeans. And
Okay.
I would cut the legs up and keep like just this part of it.
Oh.
I would take the side, make it into like a pocketbook. But what make mine different is I can draw. So like every bag was like a 1-to-1 Picasso.
Wow.
And I would just draw like, oh, this like I would go to Michael's and get butter. I would put all kind of stuff on these like bags, and they would like be 1-to-1s.
Wow.
And I was selling them, and it was working. But then I got bored with it. So after that, I sold jewelry for a little bit. I had a little jewelry line. Got over that. I was a party promoter. I had the Hustle Bunnies. That was cute. It worked out for a while. Then at the Hustle Bunnies, what did I do? I think that's what I had my clothing line. I had a clothing line for 4 years.
4 years. What was the name
I
of
was
the
about to say, it was a clothing line called.
It was called Gamilla Muslima. A lot of people know me for Gamilla Muslima. We sold Muslim clothing, but it wasn't like your regular Muslim garments. Like we kind of look into like another level of fashion.
Okay.
I was actually sewing. I didn't even know how to sew, but I told myself like I could sew, and I just started sewing.
And that's what it's about, confidence at the
I
end of
literally
the day.
said I could do it. Like on the Kanye joint, I got to do whatever I want to do. So I just did it, right? And I was literally just started sewing. Like I never knew how to sew in my life. And if y'all saw what we was making, you'd be like, girl,
You know how to do this.
you was seamstress? No. But
That's
became-
tough. I
I
love
really
it.
became
I
one.
really
Like,
do.
I'm,
I love
I'm
it.
really like became one. Did it for 4 years, me and my partner. And then that's when I kind of just like, went back to school or whatever.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
See, I know I did a lot of stuff. I know. I was doing all
No, that's impressive. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I don't even know if impressive is like a fair word.
Like what you were doing so much, so like what made you go back to school? Like
So I was always in school in between. Y'all ever watch this show Girlfriends?
Yes.
Remember the girl Lynn that's like a professional? I'm her.
yeah, okay.
I'm her. She's big. I was always in school, y'all. So when I graduated high school, I had a scholarship for a lot of health. I wanted to be a mortician and have a funeral home.
Okay.
I did that for a while. Didn't want to do that. So I started going to Art Institute. Got over that. Thought I wanted to do graphic design. Went to school for graphic design. Didn't want to do that. Thought I wanted to be a nurse. Didn't want to.
Man, I love it. Y'all know my
this-
story,
yeah.
so you know I love this.
I ended up having my daughter. So like, all right, girl, you got to do something.
Right.
So I ended up doing, the after program in dental or whatever.
Okay.
I did that for a while, but that still wasn't me. So when it came to going back to school, it was like, I have so many credits. Like, you know what I'm saying? Girl, what you gonna do with these credits? You know what I mean? So when I decided, you know what, maybe business makes sense for me. Like, because, I mean, that's what I really want to do is business. Just
Right.
what business, you know what I'm saying? So going to school for business really kind of like helped me figure out, like, okay, you're doing all these things, you know what I'm saying? How do you hone this in where you can still be creative, but in different ways?
right.
Wow.
That worked out perfectly though. You know, like all your different
Tell student loan it.
you gotta change your number on them.
Listen,
every
we
6
all
months.
feel that though.
Every 6 months you got
But
Every
my
day.
question, like, if you was already doing all those things, you already had experience in so much. Like, why did you feel like you needed to go back to school? Like, why was that the avenue to like execute?
I love school.
Okay.
I like to learn. Like I really like learning, and you gotta understand. You have book knowledge, and then you have like street experience. And going to school for business gave me what I wasn't going to get from experience. It was more the technical things, understanding business on a different type of level. You know, more on the CEO corporate level, because we know how to do business out here, but our business ain't the same as CEO corporate level. So I learned that aspect.
Okay.
Which until I'm able to give my clients too.
Right.
So it kind of opened it up, because my degree is in HR. Because I thought I was going to do HR. That was another story. But I learned so much though, like so much organization, so many different things. So I'm able to take that, spin it around, and give it right back to people.
Okay.
In a way they understand.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I think so far, man, major lesson in everything that you said so far is just like, if you don't like something else, just go try something else. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like, don't just sit, sulk about it. Like, you took the shot on multiple avenues, and the craziest part is you said you didn't even know how to sew and turned
just
out.
did it. That's
Like,
super thorough.
For the whole sewing machine.
That's amazing.
I was messing some stuff up, honey. They was like, what is this sleeve?
That's amazing.
But you weren't afraid to fail, and you never gave up, and that's important.
Did you feel like those qualities transferred in everything? Like once you realized like you was a hustler, you had that mentality, everything you did, you had that you could bring, you know what I'm saying?
That's what the business doctor is about. So like, you know how you go to the doctors, right? And your doctor can basically handle anything, right? And when you have a problem and they can't handle it, they have specialists.
Right.
So like what I can't handle, I definitely have people that can deal with those fields, but I've like done with so many different industries myself that I just feel like I'm able to
translate
everything, and it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun too. So I'm able to like, relive my old days of doing this and doing that, and you know what I mean, put my input in. So
I like that. I like that. When we was talking about you going back to school, one of the questions I wanted to ask everybody is like, do y'all feel like education is necessary to be a successful entrepreneur?
I don't think so. I think it depends on like what you're trying to do, to be honest. I think it depends on the type of profession, because when I can't lie, like when I was a coach at Temple, and the education they gave me there, it was necessary. It elevated me. Right. The education I got when I started interning at Milk Boy, it was necessary. Like I could learn off YouTube, and I did learn off YouTube, and I had been learning off YouTube and prior experience up to that point. Right. But I can't say that those experiences didn't take me to the next level, because they absolutely did. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think?
I don't really think it's necessary, but only to a point. Like if you have a specific field of entrepreneurship, at some point you have to seek out further knowledge. Like, because you should always be a student. You should always want to learn, get better, everything. But you don't need a certain amount of knowledge, like, in your past for you to start entrepreneurship. Like, you could just, like, Nathalie was saying, if you have an idea and you want to do it, you just do it. And then, as you go on, you get better, you seek out help, you get more education.
I think y'all both raised good points. I agree with that. I think it really depends, I would say, on what type of education we talking about, in my opinion. I don't feel like you need to always go to an accredited university to succeed at something. Like just how you said, people thought you were a seamstress and you just took a leap and you put the work in to go ahead and get it done. So I think it can be pros and cons on both sides, but I don't think it's necessarily a requirement, but I think you need some kind of education to be successful, because like you were saying, even though you didn't go to school technically for everything that you have done, your experiences was able to also catapult you into a better situation and applying that to the people that you were coaching. Another question we wanted to ask you was basically, with all of this stuff that you were able to do, how did you know that you had so much that you could offer and pour into other people in the realm of business? Like, what clicked in you to realize that?
I don't know. I just woke up one day and decided I want to be the business doctor. Like, I was in school, and I'm not really good at working for people. So I knew that I had to figure out what my next move was going to be when I was done the clothing line. So I was kind of feel like, okay, Nat, what are you going? Like, what do you want to do? Like, what are you going to do? And I told myself that I could help people.
Right.
Like, I don't know if they knew I could, but I knew I could.
Yourself.
Me and myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just told myself that. And to be honest, when I first came out for the first 3 months, I didn't have not one client. And I was posting every day. I was in everybody's event like, hey, you know what I mean? I didn't have nobody, but it just took that one person to come to me and for me able to, show my genius.
Yeah.
And then once she was able to see it, they just started like But wait, I want to speak on your question though about the entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
I want to really speak on that. So I think that going to school, it's kind of like it weighs both hands. Like my daughter, for example, she's a natural entrepreneur. That's what she wants to be. I'm making her go to school.
Okay.
And it's because, first of all, school is not always about education. It's always about networking.
Yes.
Like when you go to school, you meet so many different people with different mindsets from different places.
Backgrounds,
It's not just about the education. It's about the experience and the networking and who she meets. She's going to be a hustler regardless. I want her to not like miss that experience. So I think it's good to go because networking is the key part in your business. You can be great as you want, but if you don't know the right people, sometimes you won't get in the right doors.
That's true.
So, sometimes putting yourself in those places also help as well, too. Like, I'm still in school. I'm doing a double master's degree program. Why? Because I need it. I want it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to go back for my doctorate, too.
You snapping. I can't. Black.
And I'm also in real estate school, right? So, but that's just me. You know what I mean? Because, again, that's just where I'm at. But I just feel like you have to have some level of something. You know what I mean? Just to be able to give you that foundation. And the networking part too.
Matter of fact, I changed my answer. That's one B to my answer. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if I had to answer again,
You gonna take that way?
You go to college, you meet a lot of dope people.
You are absolutely correct.
You know what I mean? And even with if you pledge, you know what I'm saying, you get that brotherhood or that sisterhood. So I just feel like it's so many more benefits to college than just the education. I think we sometimes miss the whole
I agree.
networking part.
I agree with that. I just think sometimes, I know at 18 my mom wasn't like that.
Right.
And I think it's beautiful that you were able to instill that into your daughter, to be able to recognize that it is more than just a classroom. That is the opportunity here. These people can be your future clientele. I agree with that. I just think that if most people have that mindset or that guidance, I think college could be a great option. But I know when I was 18, my mom wasn't like that, and I wish it was.
Like, I didn't really understand, like, dang, if you really, you could.
It's a major opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So before you spoke on when you got into the business, when you found out that was what you wanted to do and what you were going to pursue inside yourself, you jumped out into it and you didn't get no clients for a while. What you say, 3 months? And so was there ever a time you thought your business plan wouldn't work? Like you thought it wasn't it?
I did, because when I first came out, I was kind of focused more towards HR, like teaching people how to install HR into their business. So I definitely felt that way. But it was like, okay, Nat, they're not clinging to this. So, I mean, I knew how to do websites naturally. I know how to do those kind of things too. So I just kind of like pushed those other parts out, and then that's what attracted them to it.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was already what I was going to do. I had already invested money in this. Like, this is already my goal. So it was like, wasn't going to turn around, because I always have a habit of starting things and then letting go. So I wasn't letting go of it no matter what. So that was already a given.
Wow. I think another part. So you basically honed in on that one section. So from both of your experiences of doing a lot of things, do you feel like it's better to be skilled in a whole bunch of things or focus in on one thing?
I mean, you can be skilled at a lot and still focus on what you need to focus on. I think that's multiple streams of income.
Right.
You're not
Wow.
one thing. You're only going to make one. That's only one pocket being filled. I need
Right.
all these. I got a lot of pockets.
Yes,
in my
sir.
That's a great point. Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So I feel like there's nothing wrong with having multiple talents. Just focusing on getting one mastered of, absolutely. But you can still be having those in the back corner working on them while you're getting one together. Boom, jump on that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. What y'all think? Y'all think?
For sure. Because, like, if something was to go wrong, like, let's say planning an event, for instance, like, you need decorations, you need floral arrangements, you need this, you need that. Like, if something is to go wrong and someone can't come through, you need to know how to do certain things. Like, because your name is, like, this is your business. Point. This is what you're passionate about. So I think it's great to be well-versed in everything. Even if you don't spend every day on it, you at least know what it's supposed to be.
I agree.
Too.
I agree. I think the common thing that we always hear is jack of all trades, master of none. And I learned that, like,
it's
the
a whole saying
complete phrase is jack of all trades, master of none, but a jack of all trades is better than a master of one.
Right.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
that was the first time I just found it. And the crazy part,
I had to save to my phone because I didn't know if y'all knew the whole quote.
I know that's my favorite thing, because
they forget the rest of it.
Right, and then that's why I said when we were looking into everything that you do, it was just like, that's a prime example of that. Because if you got a client that's coming, or you need help starting your website, I can do that. You need a photo shoot
right.
done. You want a lifestyle shot?
Right.
I can do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's beautiful. And then even though somebody might not consider themselves to be a master at everything that they do, as you continue to put the hours in on all of those various things, you only get better at it. It's just more practice. So I think really I would rather be good at a lot of different things than just honing in on one thing. Because also, like Nathalie said, I need
multiple
the pockets.
pockets.
I got back pockets. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, little small pockets. Yeah. Yes. We have read that you had said that resilience is a word that you feel like is great to define you. And one of the things we wanted to ask is, you said you didn't have a client for 3 months. Could you talk about your mindset and what enabled you to push through a time like that?
I think resilience is why I define myself, because I've been through a lot, just period, you know. And I just feel like, that's just part of being an entrepreneur. You have to be resilient. You have to have tough skin and be resilient, because things aren't going to always go your way. People are not always going to favor you, especially in Philly. Philly got their picks, you know what I'm saying? So
sure.
You have to be able to be resilient and to be able to have that mindset, like, no matter what, this is what I want to do. And that's what I always tell, like, my clients, like, you have to be sure that's what you want to do. So if you're not sure, then you're not going to have that resilience for it. You know what I mean? As soon as something go wrong, I'm done. That's it. You know what I mean? So, no, really though. So I feel like it's just, I think it's from life experience. Like, just what I've been through in my life made me resilient, because I have to be resilient. You know what I mean? I had to be strong. I had to push through no matter what, because I feed me. I feed my family. So if I'm not resilient, if I'm not that person, then who else going to be it for me? So it's kind of like just by nature. Wow. That was the right way to answer it.
That was an excellent answer. I don't have those. You want to ask more questions than we ain't supposed to ask?
Oh man, no, I definitely think that's a great take to have. I guess we could open it up to y'all. What do y'all think about like resilience and how that goes into just weathering the storms of being an entrepreneur?
I think it's absolutely necessary. I think that like that's one of the most underrated skills. That's a skill. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like an emotion or something. Like, it's something, it's a craft that you got to develop, because things will go wrong. Like, things are not always going to go how they're supposed to go. And it's going to be a whole bunch of unforeseen circumstances that's like, I didn't even think that this would be a thing that I have to tackle. And a lot of it's because we don't know. So that's I like your point earlier when you was talking about you went back to college to see the CEO side. Right. Because a lot of us don't see that. Right. So if the more that you have understanding of what you're getting into, now I can see some of them issues that might arise. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us don't even see it from all perspectives. I just want to do this. Right. Well, what does this really look like? Yeah, what does it really look like? Like I know what I see on TV, or I hear them talk about on the mic on the podcast, but what's really behind it?
Was it a moment, specific time where you realized that the way that you're able to pour into other people was more than just a passion, but a way to sustain yourself? And can you talk about that a little bit?
I started making money.
Right.
That's when I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I started to open up, more of myself. You know what I mean? More of what I'm able to offer naturally. Like, nothing forced, nothing made up. Like, just giving my natural creativity to other people. Right. People, like, it was the results. You know what I mean? Getting a client, you know what I'm saying? And, like, they don't, like, really have that full confidence in themselves, and you just watch them blossom to be, like, this entrepreneur. You know what I mean? Right. Like, I knew, like, I could do this. Like, I can do this. I can be happy about it, and I can make money, which is, like, the best reward. Because sometimes we making money, but we still don't be happy. You know what I'm saying? So be able to make money and still be happy was, like, I knew I could do this when the money started coming in. And let me clarify this. Being an entrepreneur is hard, so it ain't always money raining.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's work.
Right.
Okay. But, I mean, it'd be worth it, though. You got your freedom.
Right. That's true.
Did you ever have like a specific client where like it might have been a big task, or it might have been just a moment where you was like, I got, like, you got it done. You was like, I got this. Like, I know I got this.
I'm all of them. It's been a few clients where it was a big task, and I could be a bit of like I told you, I didn't know how to sew, but I told myself I could sew. So there are times where I might not have actually done it, but I know in my head I can do it, and then it works out.
Right.
Like, see, girl, you got this.
And that's when you was like, I got this. I got
this. You know, put it as a service thing. I can do this.
Wow. Right. I think another thing that stands out about your business specifically is that you're consistently pouring into others. You know what I mean? Like, to be able to consistently pour into others to the capacity that they believe in themselves to go ahead and achieve, and they believe in themselves to go ahead and potentially pass it on to somebody else, I think is a remarkable thing to be able to do. I really do.
Looking back, though, like, you know, and all that it took for you to become the business doctor, would you do anything differently?
No, I think this is my personal legend. Like this,
path,
I think this is what we're supposed to be. Everything's supposed to happen exact. I really believe that things happen how they're supposed to. You know, we have our way, and the universe has its own way. So it's already written for me to be the same. Be right here, sitting with you guys. Like everything was already written to be this way. So if it happened any different, I might not have been sitting here with y'all.
Right. It built your resilience, like you were saying.
Right, you know what I mean? So I think everything just happened for a reason. So I wouldn't take nothing back.
Okay.
Maybe some of that student loan.
Yeah, just a little bit of that.
Matter of fact, that student loan might have been a little excessive. Like, now I think about it. Like, it might have been a little.
They can take that back.
Take that.
Loans.
Yeah, they.
That's between the office and God.
I saw a poster that said, "I'm no longer a student, so leave me alone." I was like, "I'm saying."
That's a great point. That's a student loan.
Listen,
I'm
that
not
I
a
am-
student.
Not at your institution,
Right.
You know, I'm a lifelong
t-shirt
learner,
that say
but
that.
yeah, seriously. For those who, you know, they see what you're doing, could you walk us through a day, like a day in the life of being Nathalie the Business Doctor, so they can really understand the ins and outs of what they might want to get into?
Okay. So I'm a very organized woman.
Okay.
Okay? I have multiple planners. I'm a very, very organized. I live my life on a schedule because I juggle a lot of things. So we're talking about, I get up around like 8-ish. We're talking about client calls. I'm into self-care.
Okay.
I'm into skincare, really. I got a skincare problem. So I had to take my time out to eat my breakfast and do
Right.
my skincare regimen. That's definitely a given. Then it's client calls. I'm probably doing a bunch of websites, knocking them off, getting them. I could do a website really quickly, so that take like an hour. Doing a few
She flexing.
websites.
Seriously. As she should, though. Notice she said a couple.
A couple.
You know,
Not just one. I
Not just
can't do
one.
one. Like,
Creating content for people, Instagram pages.
Wow.
I might be meeting clients. I might be doing a photo shoot. Prepping for a photo shoot. That's getting the styling together, making sure the location is right. Scouting the location, might be doing that. I might be on the podcast talking to you guys. You know what I'm saying? I just might be my day is just different every day. This really depends what my day is. I might be at an event later on that night. I also work with like rap artists as well too now. So
Okay.
I'm at nightlife now. You know, I got to be at nightlife too. I'm helping direct, you know, music videos and doing different things. So my day literally is a lot. And then I got to come home. Gotta still be a mom and a wife and a dog mom and do classwork and papers and
right.
do it all over
Because you're
again.
going for that
She's still-
PhD.
yeah.
Right? Because you're going for the
Yeah.
PhD. That's
But not yet. I'm
crazy.
still doing
She in
the
the
master's
dual
right
master's
now.
Right, the
I'm
dual
doing
master's,
I'm
but-
doing an MHA and
Right.
an MBA.
And we're
Right.
still in school for real estate as well,
I just started real estate.
simultaneously.
I'm super. I got to go home and do something. I don't know what it is, but I got to do something.
Something else.
This is like watching the Kanye
We
documentary.
gonna buy a
again,
sewing
like-
machine. You understand? We gonna buy us a sewing machine. All right, listen, we gonna do something because we gonna have to get it together. But I just think it's important for people to really recognize that, like, the level of work that it takes to go into it. You know what I mean?
Right.
The type of time that you put in.
It's
day in and day
sacrifice.
out.
You know what I mean? I tell everybody, the sacrifice is the major part. Successfully to me is about what are you willing to sacrifice for success? Like, what are you willing to give? You have to give up something. Time with your child, time with your family, time for yourself. You're going to give up something or some things. Like, it might be one more. It's going to be a sacrifice. You got to decide. You're going to give up sleep, definitely. You know what I'm saying? So you have to decide, like, how bad you want it and what are you going to sacrifice for that success. And again, we all measure success differently. So what
Right.
success might be to me is not going to be the same for you. So know what success is to you, what it means to you, and what you're going to sacrifice for that success, and then you go for it.
Wow, that was some great advice. And the crazy part about it is, like, our last question is, do you have any advice for any young black women like yourself coming up and doing the thing? How you doing it? Like what would you tell them?
To do it.
Just
Like when you
do
want to
it.
go down the street, what you gotta do? When you want to walk from the corner, from your house to the corner, you gotta take that first
You
step.
gotta take
right?
the step. Yeah,
Take that first step.
right,
And if you fail, it's a lesson.
right.
We all fail. You know, I got a couple bruises on my knees. You scrape it off, put a Band-Aid, you get up and you keep moving. Like, so just do that.
Just do it is
That's pretty much it.
probably the best advice that can be given.
But I think another like we can see, if you don't like something, make the switch, make the change.
Right.
You don't have to stay there. That's one of the things that I really love about your story is, like, if you are not happy doing something or you get bored, change it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this is a woman who has stepped into multiple different facets and areas of life, succeeded in some of them, got bored with some of them, and made a change. Right. And I think so many times in life, we look at our current situations and we feel like, I have to stay here, or I cannot move forward, and we get stagnant because of those thoughts. And then, you know, you realize, like, there are people around you who are going through those same things, have gone through them, and they made the change. So I just love that. Right. Watch a story.
And not watching Instagram basing that off of your success. Because people see Instagram, they see everybody with this, they want instant gratification.
The highlights.
They feel like, oh, it does not work that way. You know what I'm saying? So you had to definitely not use that as your you know, your
measuring tool. That's not it
for success, because that's not how it is. I mean, it's gonna be hard. It is. And even when it gets easy, it still gets hard.
Do you feel like, I feel like it's, I know the answer, but for the people that are watching and they're maybe thinking about taking a leap, is it worth it?
It is. Freedom is everything. Like, freedom, everybody felt freedom during COVID. And I always said, during COVID, everybody felt that moment of not going to work and having a life, right? Even though they was at home, it was still like, wow. So that's why the world right now is shifting with everybody kind of going back to work, because they felt that the freedom, so everybody want to be entrepreneurs. So freedom is priceless. We're not robots. We're not robots. Punch in, punch out, come home, come home, lunchtime. We're not robots. You gotta live this life.
I completely agree. I completely agree. And I think, like, another point that was said earlier too is that you gotta know what's for you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not can't do the 9 to 5 thing.
Right.
Everybody, but some people can. And shout out to those people.
Okay.
It's a path. Yeah, it's a path. It's a path for them too. But if it's not you, it's no point in being miserable every day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's what we here for, to show, like, it's people out here doing it. People out here
get depressed sometimes from jobs they don't like. They like, that's the
for sure.
Waking up like, I gotta go. Like, it'd be like hard for them. They get anxiety. Like, you shouldn't feel like that.
I love it. I do. I love it. I feel like these are the types of things that people need to hear. You know what I mean? They need to hear this to understand that it's obtainable. 2, it's people that you might not even know in passing who are doing it. You know what I mean? I feel like it's important to know these things. So,
well, I'll close this out. Thank y'all for being here for another episode of another episode of The Winner's Culture. You know, thank you to our special guest, Nathalie, the Business Doctor, a phenomenal woman for sure, a woman of many hats. And I'm your host. It's just JJ, aka Biggie Smalls, Jamie Smalls. I said Biggie Smalls. I said Jamie Smalls. I said, wow, I'm
reincarnated.
It's the Bel Air. The Bel Air hit me. That's crazy.
It's getting spicy.
Anyway, spicy season.
Spicy season.
But anyway, follow us at Studio 524 Philly, at The Winners Culture _ on Instagram. And
Nathalie, where can they find you at for people who want to get in contact? They want to reach out. Where can they find you?
On Instagram, my name is Nathalie, Nath, get the H, A-L-I-E _ the Business Doctor. If you go to my bio, it's a link. It has everything.
And it's everything, for real, y'all. When she say everything, it's everything.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, we was there. You can follow me at Knock on Wood Productions. I'm just Daryl, 1 R, 1 Y, 1 L.
And you can follow me at Blondie with 2 underscores.
Till next time, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us.
We're gonna holla at you.